What's up, Banga Family? It's your girl, Banga Girl, and I'm back with another banger. If you're new to my channel, I want to welcome you. You've made the right decision. And if you're returning back to my channel, welcome back, Banga Family. I'm gonna do something that a lot of you have been asking me, sliding in my DMs, wanting me to do more tutorials using samples. So today, I'm gonna use a sample, a throwback sample from a song by Dru Hill called Tell Me. So for all you young whippersnappers, I'm gonna play a little clip just for those of you who are not familiar with it. Without further ado, let's get it. All right, so let's open up Logic Pro. I'm gonna set the BPM to 130. We already have an arcade instrument created, but what I'm gonna do first is drag in the actual sample, play just a snippet of it, and then we could get to creating the intro and the verse of this song. Let's just zoom out because I wanna cut the beginning excess out so that it can really be on point bar for bar. Then we can zoom back out. Let me play a little bit for you. Tell me what you want. Tell me what you need. That's all y'all get. All right, so we're going to basically cut 8 bars out. We're gonna option click, drag it on its own track. We're gonna mute this, highlight over here, and then Control B will bounce and save it as Tell Me Chorus. Now we're gonna open up Arcade. What I'm gonna build out first is the intro. I wanted to have that Tory Lanez Chixtape 5 vibe, so there's a certain way how I have to chop it. So we click over here, this little box, and we go and get our bounced out snippet. And I like to place it on the first key. You could place it on any key, but just for organization, I like to place it on the first key. Press those 3 buttons and select Generate Kit. It's going to analyze a sample, and then it's going to give you 4 sample slicing options. Because I want it to be a basic chop, nothing too crazy, I'm going to go with the chopped version. So you click chop, Arcade will analyze again, and then we just test it out. I think it sounds pretty good. So then you'll go to save and play. Basically save and play and create your custom kit. What Arcade does, it maps the sample or the kit to basically this keyboard here. And if you're using a MIDI controller or you're using Logic Pro's keyboard, the C would obviously be the first note going up the scale. And then now you can actually get a little bit more surgical with your sample and tweak it even more. So I want my first note to be just like a short tell me. So what I have to do is go into the actual key and adjust the sample. You do that by just clicking on it. The sample will pop up and then you can just shorten it. But obviously first we gotta take the loop off so it doesn't keep looping and playing. It just stops like so. So that's gonna be the first basic chop. And I think for the intro, I want it to be an 8 bar intro. So each chop is gonna be on like a bar. So that's gonna be the first. All right, so we gotta take the loop off of that, and I wanna also extend that to tell me what you need. And then take the loop off of that one and just have it stop at tell me if it ain't. And then that's gonna be one. Yep. Oh, we gotta take the loop off. Take the loop off and just kind of, let me see. We could play it all the way through. All right, cool. So that's, I think, how we're gonna map it out. So let's mute this. Let's set our metronome on. Hopefully I remember the keys. Bump up the velocity. think this has to come quicker. This might come here. Just trying to get the timing right. This might be longer. Alright, cool. So we're gonna label this. Let's just label it intro. All right, so now that we have the intro done, I want to start getting into the verse. And in order to create the verse, I need to figure out what keys are played in the chord progression so I could replicate it, make my own chord progression using the chords from the original song. I got the Tell Me instrumental version, so we could delete this track because we don't need it. And again, we're gonna do the same thing. We wanna just kind of zoom in so we can cut the beginning that we don't need. And then I'm gonna go to the chorus once again. I'm gonna cut at 9 bars and cut at the end of the 16th bar. We'll drag it down to make a copy and put it on its own track. And then we're gonna go to functions, and we're gonna go to where it says stem splitter. We're gonna take out the vocals, there's no vocals, the drum and the bass, and just keep the melody. What it did was broke down the sample into its different stems, but I only want the melody version because I want to figure out the chord progression that was used to create this song. So there are two ways to actually do this. The way that I normally do this is I just open up Melodyne and then I just press transfer. What it's gonna do is just basically analyze this loop and then tell me what chords are played in this 8-bar loop. Basically, so for the chord progression, the first chord played is a D sharp minor, and then we got a C sharp sus, which I think is like the filler melody, and then the G sharp minor. So I'll be playing the D sharp minor and the G sharp minor. And for my family that doesn't have Melodyne, you can go to www.chordify.net, search in the song. So in this case, it's Drew Hill Tell Me, and press enter. It's going to give you the options. If you're using a guitar, ukulele, mandolin, or piano, we're using piano. And as you can see here, these are the chord progressions. So the first chord progression here is the E flat minor 7, which is basically just a D sharp minor that Melodyne told us. And then the next chord that I'm going to play is going to be the G sharp minor 7, which here it says A flat minor 7. All right, so now that we know the chord progressions, I can mute this. I'm going to create another track. This time I'm going to open up Analog Lab, find like a cool little pad that I can use. Yep. So now I'll play the chord progression. If you're clueless on how to do it, watch this video. I try to break it down as easy as possible, but for the sake of this video, we'll just do a quick little refresher. So the first note we start out with is the root note, which is the D sharp. We go up 3 steps, 1, 2, 3, brings you to the F sharp. Then we go up another 4 steps, 1, 2, 3, 4, brings you to the A sharp. So when we play all 3 notes together, we get the D sharp minor chord progression. And now the next chord we're gonna play is the G sharp minor chord progression. So again, we're gonna start on the G. I think we're gonna go down. So we're gonna start on the higher D sharp minor chord progression and then go down to the G sharp minor chord progression. So we start on the G, we go up 3 steps. The G is the first note, the root note of the chord, and then we go up 3 steps. So it's gonna bring us to the B. And then from the B, we go up 4 steps. It's gonna bring us to the G sharp, the D sharp. That's a G sharp minor chord progression. Command A, Option, Shift, down arrow on your keyboard. And then we're gonna just add in the bass notes. So let me just go to View, Note Labels, so you can actually see the note labels. And this right here is a G sharp. So I'm gonna Option, click, drag down to G sharp. So now we have a bass note. This one has to be D sharp. And then D sharp. This is what we have. Alright, so you gotta add some effects to it so it doesn't just sound like some bland, I don't know, unseasoned chicken, you know? Alright, let's add a high pass filter. Low pass filter. Take some decay down. Probably like 1/2 and just bring it back halfway. We're gonna duplicate this. And I just wanna... Oh, we didn't put a bass note here. Thought we did. I'm gonna delete these notes and just use the bass notes because now we're gonna add a little bass just to fatten up this melody. All right, so let's drag this down. Let's take all these plugins off. And then I'm gonna go to Quick Sampler Mono, drop this to mono as well. And then this is so big. That's what she said. All right, we're gonna add in like a little bass, just basically replicating this. All right, so I'm gonna Control B. We're gonna call this melody. And what I'm gonna do is reverse this. And then like I always like to do, I like to just split and reverse. All right, let's switch our orders so that the last becomes first and the first becomes last. All right, so now this is what we have. Now we have that clipping sound. So what I'm gonna do is just go into waves and use like X click or minimize it a little bit. Option drag to the right and then move everything here. All right, so we're making progress, but I want to layer this intro with like a bass sound. So I'm gonna duplicate this. I'm gonna switch it to Quick Sampler. And then I'm gonna open up my kits. Go with this Reese bass. All right. So that's it for the intro. So I want to duplicate this track because I want to actually have it in the verse as well, but we're gonna add some like, we're gonna tweak it a little bit, just add like some sauce. So let's throw in a high pass and a low pass filter. I'm gonna add a little form and pitch. So what I did was I shortened all of these just so it says tell me. Just so it could be a little different from like the intro. And I think what I want to do here is just like add like a stutter. Should it be longer? Yep. What if we take this right here and we combine it with the original melody to just make it sound super fire? Hear me out, hear me out, hear me out. Let's call this Melody 2. right? I'm gonna move it up here. I just want to see how it sounds. Let's put it here. And then let's reverse. And then we're gonna do the same thing, chop. We're gonna reverse the order. Let's just mute this one and let's see how it's gonna sound with the new reverse melody. Yes, this is better. Let's start adding some drums. Let's add a bass. And then let's just copy this from the intro to right here. I'm gonna duplicate this because I want to add like some like fillers. Quantize. Let's bump up all of these to the right velocity. All right, y'all, so I think we got pretty much the skeleton of the track. I'll probably maybe add like some hi-hat rolls or something a little bit to just break up the monotony, but like let's listen to what we got so far. You know what I want to do? Let me see what happens if I add this to it. Let's just see. If we add this to like the verses. That's what we were missing. Woo, hoo, hoo. Okay, and somebody really flip and finesse this one. Alright, Banga Family, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you haven't done so already, this would be a perfect time to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. Tell your auntie, tell your sisters, tell your brother, tell your mailman, tell the Amazon driver, anybody who will listen to get on the Banga Girl wave. As always, stay safe, keep creating. Peace.